Hi, it's Michael. Eggs are packed with protein, vitamins, and healthy fats, making them a fantastic choice for seniors looking to maintain muscle mass, support brain health, and keep energy levels steady. In fact, research published in the journal highlights that eggs are among the most nutrient-dense foods available, providing all 9 essential amino acids, vitamin D for bone health, vitamin B12 for nerve function, and choline, which is crucial for memory and cognitive performance. These nutrients become even more important as we age, when our bodies may not absorb or produce them as efficiently. But as we get older, our bodies change in ways that can affect how we handle certain foods. Our immune systems naturally weaken, making it harder to fight off infections. Digestion can slow down, and some seniors may develop sensitivities or allergies they never had before. According to the CDC, seniors are at a higher risk for foodborne illnesses, and eggs, if not handled or cooked properly, can harbor harmful bacteria like salmonella, which can cause severe illness or even hospitalization in older adults. Mistakes with eggs can actually be risky, especially for older adults. The FDA recommends that seniors always use pasteurized eggs and cook them thoroughly to reduce the risk of infection. For example, eating raw cookie dough or homemade mayonnaise made with raw eggs can be dangerous. Dr. Susan Mitchell, a registered dietitian, also points out that undercooked or raw eggs should be avoided, as seniors are less able to fight off bacteria that younger people might handle without issue. Even a small lapse in food safety, like using eggs with cracks or storing them at room temperature, can increase the risk. So, are eggs really safe for seniors? The answer is yes, when you follow the right precautions. Choose high-quality eggs, check for cracks before buying, and always store them in the coldest part of your refrigerator, not the door. Cook eggs until both the yolk and white are firm. Think hard-boiled, scrambled, or fully cooked omelets. If you have high cholesterol, heart disease, or diabetes, talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian about how many eggs are right for you. Recent studies suggest that moderate egg consumption, about 1 egg per day, is safe for most people, but individual needs can vary. Today, I'll walk you through 7 common mistakes seniors should avoid to enjoy eggs safely, backed by science and expert advice. We'll cover everything from proper storage and cooking methods, to reading labels and understanding cholesterol concerns. Whether you love eggs for breakfast or as a protein boost in your meals, these tips will help you get the most out of this superfood without putting your health at risk. Let's dive in. Let's start with a crucial topic: eating raw or undercooked eggs. While it might seem harmless or even bring back fond memories of licking the spoon after baking as a child, this habit can be especially dangerous for seniors. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse, loaded with protein, vitamins, and minerals, but the way you prepare them can mean the difference between a healthy meal and a serious health risk. Raw eggs can harbor Salmonella enterica, a type of bacteria that lives on both the outside and inside of eggs. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Salmonella is responsible for about 1.35 million infections, 26,500 hospitalizations, and 420 deaths in the United States every year. The bacteria can contaminate eggs even before the shell forms, making it impossible to tell if an egg is infected just by looking at it. For seniors, the risk is much higher. As we age, our immune systems naturally weaken, a process known as immunosenescence. This means that what might be a mild stomach upset for a younger person could turn into a severe, even life-threatening illness for an older adult. Food poisoning from salmonella can cause symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, fever, and abdominal cramps. In older adults, these symptoms can escalate rapidly, leading to dehydration, kidney failure, sepsis, and even death. The recovery process is often longer and more complicated for seniors, sometimes resulting in long-term health issues. It's not just about eating eggs sunny side up or over easy. Many beloved homemade foods use raw or lightly cooked eggs. Think creamy homemade mayonnaise, Caesar salad dressing, hollandaise sauce, or that festive glass of eggnog during the holidays. Even desserts like tiramisu, chocolate mousse, and homemade ice cream can contain raw eggs. If these dishes aren't made with pasteurized eggs, they can be just as risky as eating a raw egg straight from the shell. The solution is simple but vital. Always cook eggs until both the whites and yolks are firm. This process destroys harmful bacteria, making your eggs safe to eat. Whether you're frying, boiling, or scrambling, make sure there's no runny part left. If you're baking, ensure your dish reaches a safe internal temperature. The U.S. Department of Agriculture recommends cooking eggs until the yolk and white are firm, and dishes containing eggs should reach an internal temperature of 160 degrees or 71 degrees. Scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, and well-cooked omelets are all excellent choices. These dishes are not only delicious but also safe for everyone, especially older adults. You can still enjoy your favorite egg-based meals, just make sure they're fully cooked through. If a recipe absolutely calls for raw eggs, look for pasteurized eggs at the store. Pasteurized eggs have been gently heated to kill bacteria without actually cooking the egg, making them a safer option for recipes like homemade ice cream or salad dressings. However, even with pasteurized eggs, there's still a small risk, so it's best to be cautious. The Food and Drug Administration strongly recommends that people over 65, pregnant women, and those with weakened immune systems avoid raw or undercooked eggs altogether. Real-life cases highlight the dangers. In 2018, a multi-state salmonella outbreak linked to eggs led to over 200 reported illnesses and dozens of hospitalizations, with seniors making up a significant portion of those affected. In one case, an 82-year-old woman developed severe sepsis after eating homemade tiramisu made with raw eggs. She required weeks of intensive care and never fully regained her previous level of health. These stories are a sobering reminder that the risks are real and can have lasting consequences. So, skip the raw egg shakes, avoid runny yolks, and say no to dishes that use uncooked eggs. It's a small change that can make a big difference in protecting your health. According to Dr. William Schaffner, an infectious disease expert at Vanderbilt University, for older adults the safest approach is to avoid raw or undercooked eggs entirely. The consequences of infection can be much more severe than most people realize. Prioritize your health by making sure your eggs are fully cooked every time. Use a food thermometer if you're unsure. Eggs should reach an internal temperature of 160 degrees or 71 degrees to be safe. The CDC also recommends washing hands, utensils, and surfaces with hot, soapy water after handling raw eggs to prevent cross-contamination. Taking these precautions doesn't mean giving up eggs, it just means enjoying them safely. Trust me, your body will thank you, and you'll have peace of mind knowing you're making the healthiest choices for yourself. Remember, a little extra care in the kitchen can go a long way in keeping you healthy and enjoying your favorite foods for years to come. Narrator. To sum up, the science is clear. As we age, our bodies become less able to fight off infections like salmonella. The bacteria can survive on eggshells and even inside the egg, and only thorough cooking destroys it. By understanding the risks and making smart choices, you can continue to enjoy eggs as a healthy part of your diet without putting your health on the line. Now, let's take a comprehensive look at cholesterol and saturated fat, two key dietary factors that have a profound impact on heart health, especially as we get older. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to these nutrients, and the way we process them can change, making it even more important to understand their effects. Many people worry about eating eggs because of their cholesterol content, but the science behind dietary cholesterol, saturated fat, and blood cholesterol is more complex than once believed. Let's break it down so you can make informed choices. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse, packed with high-quality protein, essential vitamins like B12 and D, minerals such as selenium and choline, and antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin. However, a single large egg contains about 186 milligrams of cholesterol, all found in the yolk, and around 1.5 grams of saturated fat. For decades, dietary cholesterol was thought to be a major contributor to high blood cholesterol, but recent research shows that for most people, saturated fat has a much greater effect on raising LDL, or bad cholesterol levels, than dietary cholesterol itself. In fact, the 2015-2020 Dietary Guidelines for Americans removed the previous limit on dietary cholesterol, but still recommend limiting saturated fat to less than 10% of daily calories. For most healthy adults, studies suggest that eating up to 7 eggs per week is generally safe and does not significantly increase the risk of heart disease. In fact, eggs can be part of a heart-healthy diet when consumed in moderation, but it's crucial to look at your overall dietary pattern, not just your egg intake. If you're eating eggs alongside lots of processed meats, fried foods, or foods high in saturated fat, your risk for heart disease can still rise. If you have existing health conditions such as heart disease, high cholesterol, or diabetes, you need to be even more vigilant. These conditions can make your body more sensitive to the effects of both dietary cholesterol and saturated fat, increasing your risk for complications like atherosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes. The American Heart Association recommends that people with these conditions limit dietary cholesterol as much as possible, ideally to less than 200 milligrams per day, and keep saturated fat intake very low. This means you may need to be more selective about how often and how many eggs you eat, and pay close attention to the rest of your diet. The way you prepare your eggs is just as important as how many you eat. Frying eggs in butter, bacon fat, or other animal fats adds extra saturated fat and calories, which can further elevate your cholesterol levels and increase your risk of heart disease. For example, a fried egg cooked in butter can double the saturated fat content compared to a poached or boiled egg. Greasy breakfasts may be tempting, but they're not the best choice for your heart or your arteries. Instead, choose healthier cooking methods like poaching, boiling, or scrambling eggs with a small amount of olive oil or a non-stick spray. These methods help you avoid unnecessary saturated fat and keep your meals lighter. Pair your eggs with a variety of colorful vegetables, such as spinach, tomatoes, peppers, or mushrooms, to boost your intake of fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Fiber, in particular, can help lower LDL cholesterol by binding to it in the digestive tract and helping your body eliminate it. This not only enhances the flavor and nutrition of your meal but also supports heart health by helping to lower cholesterol levels. If you're aiming to reduce your cholesterol intake, consider using egg whites instead of whole eggs. Egg whites are cholesterol-free and fat-free, yet still provide high-quality protein and important amino acids. You can make delicious omelets or scrambles using mostly egg whites and just one whole egg for added flavor and color. This simple swap can help you enjoy eggs while keeping your cholesterol intake in check. For those who miss the richness of the yolk, try adding herbs, spices, or a sprinkle of low-fat cheese for extra taste. Balance is the foundation of a heart-healthy diet. Focus on including a wide variety of foods, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins like fish or poultry, and healthy fats from sources such as nuts, seeds, and avocados. Limiting processed foods, red meats, and full-fat dairy can further help manage your cholesterol and saturated fat intake. Remember, it's not just about what you add to your plate, but also what you leave out. Reducing foods high in trans fats and added sugars is equally important. Regular cholesterol screenings are essential for seniors. A simple blood test can measure your total cholesterol, LDL, HDL, and triglycerides, giving you and your healthcare provider a clear picture of your heart health. These checkups are especially important if you have a family history of heart disease or other risk factors. Tracking your cholesterol over time can help you see the impact of dietary changes and catch any problems early. Don't hesitate to consult your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can help you interpret your cholesterol numbers, assess your overall risk, and create a personalized eating plan that fits your health needs, lifestyle, and preferences. They may also recommend additional steps, such as increasing physical activity, losing weight if needed, or taking medication if necessary. Remember, managing cholesterol is a lifelong process, and professional guidance can make a big difference. Eggs can still be enjoyed as part of a healthy lifestyle, even for seniors. The key is moderation. Enjoying eggs a few times a week, prepared in heart-healthy ways, and balanced with other nutritious foods. Remember, it's not just about one food, but your overall eating pattern that matters most. Combining eggs with a diet rich in plant-based foods and healthy fats can help offset any potential risks. Here are some actionable tips for managing cholesterol and saturated fat intake. Choose lean proteins and plant-based options more often, such as beans, lentils, tofu, or fish. Use healthy oils like olive or canola instead of butter, lard, or coconut oil. Add more fiber-rich foods, such as oats, beans, fruits, and vegetables, which can help lower cholesterol by binding to it in your digestive system. Read nutrition labels to check for hidden saturated fats and trans fats in packaged foods. Look for terms like partially hydrogenated oils. Practice portion control, especially with high cholesterol foods like eggs, shellfish, and organ meats. Limit processed meats, such as bacon and sausage, which are often served with eggs and are high in saturated fat and sodium. Stay physically active, as regular exercise can help raise HDL, or good cholesterol and lower LDL cholesterol. Moderation is your best friend. By being mindful of your cholesterol and saturated fat intake, making smart food choices, and staying active, you can enjoy delicious meals, including eggs, while protecting your heart and supporting your health for years to come. Remember, every small change adds up, and your heart will thank you for it. Mistake number 3. Overlooking the importance of checking egg freshness. Many people assume eggs are always safe to eat as long as they're in the fridge, but that's not always true. Eggs can spoil even before their expiration date, especially if they've been handled or stored improperly. For seniors, whose immune systems may not be as strong, eating a bad egg can lead to serious health problems. That's why it's so important to make checking egg freshness a regular habit in your kitchen. But why does this matter so much, especially as we age? Let's take a closer look. Spoiled eggs are much more likely to cause foodborne illnesses like salmonella, which can be especially dangerous for older adults. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, seniors are at a higher risk for severe complications from foodborne pathogens. Symptoms can range from mild stomach upset to severe dehydration, kidney failure, and even hospitalization. Seniors are particularly at risk because their bodies may not fight off infections as easily as younger people. That's why taking a few moments to check your eggs can make a big difference in your health and well-being. In fact, experts recommend that older adults be extra vigilant with all perishable foods, but eggs are a top concern due to their high risk of contamination if not handled properly. For example, a single contaminated egg can cause an outbreak in a household, especially if used in recipes that aren't fully cooked, like homemade mayonnaise or soft-boiled eggs. That's why it's crucial to be proactive. So, how can you tell if your eggs are still fresh? One of the easiest and most reliable ways is the water test. Simply fill a bowl with cold water and gently place your eggs inside. Fresh eggs will sink to the bottom and lay flat on their sides. If an egg stands upright or floats to the top, it's old and should be thrown away. This happens because, over time, air seeps into the egg, increasing its buoyancy. The water test is quick, easy, and doesn't require any special equipment, just a bowl and some water. Here's a practical tip. Do the water test every week for eggs that have been in your fridge for more than 2 weeks. If you buy eggs in bulk, this habit can save you from accidentally using a spoiled one. And remember, always dry the eggs after the test if you plan to return them to the fridge, as moisture can promote bacteria growth. In addition to the water test, always inspect your eggs for any visible signs of spoilage. Look for cracks in the shell, which can let bacteria in. If you notice any sliminess or a powdery residue on the shell, that's a sign the egg has gone bad. And of course, if the egg smells off or sulfurous when you crack it open, don't take any chances. Throw it out immediately. Here's a practical example. If you're baking and notice an egg with a slightly sticky shell, don't risk it. Discard it right away. Experts also recommend checking for any discoloration in the egg, white, or yolk, as this can indicate bacterial growth or spoilage. If you see a pink, green, or iridescent tint, that's a red flag. Always trust your senses, sight, smell, and touch when it comes to eggs. Another important step is to always check the expiration or best buy date on the egg carton before you buy or use eggs. While eggs can sometimes last a little beyond this date if stored properly, it's best to use them within the recommended time frame for maximum safety and freshness. The USDA recommends using eggs within 3 to 5 weeks of purchase, but always let your senses and these simple tests guide you. A helpful tip: write the purchase date on the carton with a marker so you always know how long they've been in your fridge. If you're ever unsure, err on the side of caution. When shopping, reach for cartons at the back of the shelf. Grocery stores typically stock newer eggs behind older ones, so you're more likely to get the freshest eggs by grabbing from the back. Take a moment to open the carton and check for any cracked or dirty eggs before putting it in your cart. This small step can prevent you from bringing home eggs that are already compromised. If you see any eggs with stuck-on feathers or dirt, choose a different carton. Clean eggs are less likely to harbor bacteria. Once you're home, proper storage is crucial. Always keep your eggs in the coldest part of the refrigerator, not in the door where temperatures fluctuate. The ideal temperature for storing eggs is below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, according to food safety experts. Store eggs in their original carton, which helps protect them from absorbing strong odors and flavors from other foods. But remember, even with good storage, always check your eggs before using them. especially if they've been in the fridge for a while. If you notice condensation on the eggs after taking them out, dry them gently, as moisture can promote bacterial growth. A practical tip: keep a refrigerator thermometer to ensure your fridge stays at a safe temperature. Don't risk your health just to save a few cents. If you're ever unsure about an egg's freshness, it's better to be safe and throw it away. The cost of a single egg is nothing compared to the potential cost of getting sick. Food safety experts agree: when in doubt, throw it out. Remember, even one bad egg can ruin an entire dish and put your health at risk. Taking a few seconds to inspect your eggs can prevent foodborne illness and give you peace of mind. It's a simple habit that can protect you and your loved ones from unnecessary health risks. Experts recommend making this a part of your regular kitchen routine, just like washing your hands or cleaning your counters. For example, make it a habit to check eggs every Sunday, or before every meal prep session. Make it a routine to check your eggs every time you cook. Whether you're making breakfast, baking, or preparing a meal, a quick inspection is all it takes to stay safe. Some chefs even recommend cracking each egg into a separate bowl before adding it to your dish, so you can spot any issues before they affect your whole recipe. This is especially important when making large batches or recipes for family gatherings. Remember, your health is worth those extra few seconds. Taking care with your food is one of the simplest ways to look after yourself as you age. Share these tips with friends and family, especially those who may be at higher risk, so everyone can stay safe together. Teaching younger generations about egg safety can help prevent illness for years to come. Stay safe and healthy with a simple check, because when it comes to eggs, a little caution goes a long way. By following these expert-backed steps, you can enjoy eggs with confidence, knowing you're protecting your health every time you cook. Make egg freshness checks a habit, and you'll be taking a big step toward a safer, healthier kitchen for yourself and your loved ones. Overcooking eggs is a surprisingly common mistake, especially among those who want to make sure their food is safe. But what many people don't realize is that cooking eggs at high temperatures or for too long can have a significant impact, not just on taste and texture, but also on the nutritional value of the eggs themselves. Let's take a closer look at why this happens and what it means for your health. Eggs are packed with essential nutrients, including high-quality protein, vitamin B12, folate, and antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin. However, many of these nutrients are sensitive to heat. For example, vitamin B12 and folate are both water-soluble vitamins that degrade rapidly when exposed to high temperatures. Scientific studies show that cooking eggs at high heat can reduce vitamin B12 content by up to 40% and folate by as much as 30%. This is especially concerning for seniors who need these nutrients to support energy levels, brain function, and red blood cell production. But the problem doesn't stop at lost vitamins. When eggs are overcooked, especially at high temperatures, their proteins undergo a process called denaturation. This not only makes the texture rubbery and dry, but also leads to the formation of harmful compounds known as advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. AGEs are linked to increased inflammation and oxidative stress in the body, which can accelerate aging and raise the risk of chronic diseases like arthritis, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. Seniors, who are already more vulnerable to these conditions, should be especially cautious. You might have noticed a greenish-gray ring around the yolk of a hard-boiled egg. This is a classic sign of overcooking. The discoloration occurs when sulfur in the egg white reacts with iron in the yolk, forming a compound called ferrous sulfide. While this isn't dangerous, it's a clear indicator that the egg has been cooked too long, resulting in a loss of both nutrition and flavor. Overcooked eggs can also develop an unpleasant, sulfurous odor, making them less appetizing. So, how can you avoid these problems? The key is to use gentle, controlled heat. Cooking methods like soft scrambling, poaching, or steaming eggs help preserve their delicate nutrients and keep the texture tender and moist. Aim to cook eggs at lower temperatures, ideally below 160 degrees on VDW100 degrees, to minimize nutrient loss and prevent the formation of AGEs. Using a thermometer can help you get it just right. Your choice of cooking fat also matters. Unhealthy oils, such as those high in saturated or trans fats, can add unnecessary calories and increase your risk of heart disease. Instead, opt for a small amount of heart-healthy oils like olive oil, or even try cooking eggs with a splash of water for a lighter option. Always check labels and avoid oils with hydrogenated fats. The low and slow approach is the secret to perfect eggs. Cooking eggs gently allows the proteins to set without becoming tough and helps lock in both nutrients and flavor. This method also makes eggs easier to digest, which is particularly important for seniors who may have sensitive digestive systems. When eggs are cooked just right, they're not only more visually appealing, but also deliver the full spectrum of nutrients your body needs. A runny yolk, for example, retains more vitamins and antioxidants than a fully set dry yolk. Pairing eggs with colorful vegetables can further boost the meal's nutritional value and make breakfast more enjoyable. Be gentle with your eggs from start to finish, whisk them softly to incorporate air, and avoid overmixing, which can make them tough. Use non-stick pans or well-seasoned cookware to prevent sticking and burning. This extra care helps preserve both nutrition and texture, resulting in a better eating experience. Remember, the way you cook your eggs matters. By treating your eggs with care, using gentle heat, healthy fats, and mindful preparation, you'll not only protect their nutrition, but also enhance their taste and digestibility. Your body and your taste buds will thank you for every delicious, nourishing bite. At first glance, a cracked eggshell might seem like a minor issue, just a cosmetic flaw, but in reality, cracked eggshells can be a gateway for dangerous bacteria, posing a significant health risk, especially for seniors whose immune systems may be weaker. The eggshell is nature's protective barrier, designed to keep the inside of the egg sterile. However, when the shell is cracked, even slightly, it creates an open door for harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli. These bacteria are commonly found on the surface of eggs, especially if the eggs haven't been properly washed or handled. Once inside, bacteria can multiply rapidly, especially if the egg is left at room temperature or not cooked thoroughly. To protect yourself, always inspect eggs for cracks before purchasing and before using them at home. Open the carton and gently turn each egg, looking for visible damage, hairline fractures, or even tiny chips. Sometimes cracks are so fine they're hard to spot. Try holding the egg up to a bright light to reveal hidden flaws. If you find a cracked egg, don't take any chances. Discard it immediately. Even a small crack can allow bacteria to slip inside, and once contaminated, the egg is unsafe to eat. This is especially important for seniors who are more susceptible to foodborne illnesses and their complications. Scientific studies have shown that even microcracks, those barely visible to the naked eye, can be enough for bacteria to penetrate the shell. The porous nature of eggshells means that bacteria can travel through these tiny openings, especially if the egg is stored in a warm or humid environment. Experts recommend always storing eggs in their original carton, placed in the coldest part of your refrigerator, usually the back, not the door. The carton helps protect eggs from absorbing strong odors and flavors, and the stable temperature reduces the risk of bacteria multiplying if a crack goes unnoticed. After handling eggs, especially if you've touched a cracked one, always wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water. Clean any surfaces, utensils, or dishes that may have come into contact with raw egg to prevent cross-contamination. This simple step can prevent the spread of bacteria throughout your kitchen. Remember, it's always better to lose one egg than to risk a serious illness. Foodborne infections like salmonellosis can cause severe symptoms in seniors, including dehydration, high fever, and even hospitalization. If you're ever in doubt about an egg's safety, throw it out. Make it a habit to inspect your eggs every time you use them. Look for cracks, leaks, or any unusual odors or discoloration. A fresh egg should have no smell. If you notice anything off, it's best to discard it. Your health and well-being are far more valuable than any egg. By following these comprehensive safety steps, inspecting, storing, handling, and discarding eggs properly, you can enjoy the nutritional benefits of eggs while protecting yourself and your loved ones from hidden dangers. Stay vigilant and make egg safety a daily habit for a healthier future. Storing eggs properly is not just about keeping them fresh, it's a crucial step in preventing foodborne illness, especially for seniors whose immune systems may be more vulnerable. Eggs are highly perishable because their shells are naturally porous, allowing air and potentially bacteria to pass through if not handled correctly. Harmful bacteria like Salmonella can multiply rapidly when eggs are stored at improper temperatures, increasing the risk of food poisoning. Always keep eggs refrigerated at or below 40 degrees Celsius or 4 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the growth of bacteria is dramatically slowed, helping to preserve both the safety and quality of your eggs. It's a good idea to use a refrigerator thermometer to check your fridge temperature regularly, since many built-in displays can be inaccurate. If your fridge is too warm, even by a few degrees, bacteria can multiply much faster. Store eggs in their original carton and always place them on a middle or lower shelf, not in the fridge door or a bowl. The door is the warmest part of the fridge and is exposed to frequent temperature changes every time it's opened, which can cause eggs to spoil much faster. The carton acts as a barrier, protecting eggs from absorbing strong odors and flavors from other foods, and also helps prevent moisture loss, which keeps eggs fresher longer. The carton also makes it easy to track expiration or best buy dates. For extra safety, write the purchase date on the carton so you know exactly how long your eggs have been stored. Most eggs remain fresh for 3 to 5 weeks in the refrigerator, but using the oldest eggs first helps reduce waste and ensures you're always eating the freshest ones. Never leave eggs out at room temperature for more than 2 hours. At warmer temperatures, bacteria can double in number every 20 minutes, making eggs unsafe to eat. Always return eggs to the fridge immediately after use, and if you're preparing a meal that takes time, only take out the eggs you need. If you buy eggs from a farmer's market or local producer, make sure they're clean, cold, and uncracked. Ask the seller how the eggs have been stored and transported. Bring a cooler bag with an ice pack to keep eggs chilled on the way home, especially in warm weather or if you have a long trip. This extra step can make a big difference in preventing bacterial growth before you even get home. Only wash eggs if you plan to use them right away. Eggs have a natural protective coating called the bloom that helps keep bacteria out. Washing removes this layer, making eggs more vulnerable to contamination. If you do wash eggs, dry them thoroughly, refrigerate immediately, and use them within a few days. Always check eggs for cracks before storing. Discard any cracked eggs, as bacteria can enter through even the smallest break in the shell. Properly stored eggs can stay fresh for up to 3 to 5 weeks in the refrigerator, but always use your senses. If an egg looks, smells, or feels off, it's best to throw it away. Make safe storage a daily habit. Keep eggs cold in their original carton and use older eggs first. By following these science-backed tips, you can protect yourself from foodborne illness and enjoy the nutritional benefits of eggs with confidence every single day. Eggs are a fantastic source of high-quality protein, packed with essential amino acids your body needs for muscle repair, immune function, and overall health. But as convenient and nutritious as eggs are, it's important not to make them your only protein source, especially as you get older. Relying solely on eggs can limit the variety of nutrients your body needs to thrive, and may even lead to nutritional gaps over time. Seniors benefit most from a diverse range of protein sources. Think fish, poultry, beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, tofu, and dairy products like yogurt or cottage cheese. Each of these foods brings its own unique set of vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats to the table. For example, fish like salmon and sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart and brain health. Poultry provides lean protein with less saturated fat than red meat. Beans and lentils are loaded with fiber, which helps with digestion and blood sugar control, while nuts and seeds offer beneficial unsaturated fats and important minerals like magnesium and zinc. By mixing up your protein sources, you not only get a broader spectrum of nutrients, but you also keep your meals interesting and satisfying. For example, try starting your day with Greek yogurt and berries, enjoy a lunch of lentil soup or a chickpea salad, and have grilled fish or chicken with roasted vegetables for dinner. Snack on a handful of nuts or a hard-boiled egg for a protein boost between meals. This variety helps ensure you're getting enough iron, calcium, vitamin B12, and other nutrients that eggs alone can't provide in sufficient amounts. A balanced diet with varied proteins supports muscle strength, helps maintain a healthy weight, and can even boost your energy levels. This is especially important for seniors, as muscle mass naturally declines with age, a condition called sarcopenia. Eating a mix of animal and plant-based proteins can help slow this process, support bone health, and keep you feeling fuller for longer, which may help with weight management. Combining eggs with other proteins, like pairing them with fish, beans, tofu, or dairy, can help balance your cholesterol and fat intake, while still giving you the benefits of eggs' nutrients. For example, try an omelet with black beans and spinach, or serve eggs alongside a small portion of salmon or cottage cheese. This approach not only diversifies your nutrient intake, but also makes meals more flavorful and enjoyable. Experts recommend talking to your doctor or a registered dietitian to determine the right amount and types of protein for your individual needs. Protein requirements can vary based on your age, activity level, and any health conditions you may have. A professional can help you create a meal plan that supports your health goals, fits your lifestyle, and ensures you're getting enough of all the essential nutrients. Remember, no single food is a magic bullet. The key to long-term health is variety, enjoying a wide range of protein-rich foods throughout the week. Try rotating your protein sources. Have eggs for breakfast one day, beans or lentils for lunch another, and fish or tofu for dinner. This not only keeps your meals exciting, but also helps you cover all your nutritional bases. So, keep eggs in your rotation, but don't be afraid to mix it up. Embrace the full spectrum of protein sources, animal and plant-based, for a stronger, healthier you. With a little planning and creativity, you can enjoy delicious, balanced meals that support your body's needs, one bite at a time. Eggs are a powerhouse of nutrition, packed with high-quality protein, essential vitamins like B12 and D, and minerals such as selenium and choline. For seniors, these nutrients are especially important for maintaining muscle strength, supporting brain health, and keeping energy levels up throughout the day. But to truly reap these benefits, it's crucial to handle, store, and cook eggs with care. Let's recap and add some practical tips. Always inspect eggs for cracks before buying and using them. Cracked eggs can let in bacteria. When you get home, store eggs in their original carton in the coldest part of your refrigerator, not the door, to keep them at a steady, safe temperature. If you're unsure about the freshness, do a simple water test. Place the egg in a bowl of water. If it sinks, it's fresh. If it floats, it's time to toss it. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water before and after handling raw eggs, and clean any surfaces or utensils that come into contact with them. This helps prevent the spread of harmful bacteria like salmonella. Use separate cutting boards for eggs and other foods, and never reuse plates or utensils that have touched raw eggs without washing them first. When it comes to cooking, make sure eggs are cooked until both the yolks and whites are firm. This means no runny parts. If you're making dishes like casseroles or quiches, use a food thermometer to ensure the internal temperature reaches at least 160 degrees Celsius or 71 degrees Celsius. Always use eggs before their expiration date, and never eat eggs that smell odd or have an unusual appearance. Get creative with your egg dishes. Try adding fresh vegetables, herbs, or a sprinkle of cheese for extra flavor and nutrition. Pair eggs with whole grains and fruit for a balanced, satisfying meal. Remember, variety is key to a healthy diet, and eggs can be enjoyed in so many delicious ways. By following these simple but important steps, safe handling, proper storage, and thorough cooking, you can enjoy eggs with confidence, knowing you're protecting your health and making the most of this nutritious food. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with friends and family who want to stay healthy too. Your support helps us bring more helpful advice to seniors everywhere. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, eat well, and remember, every healthy choice you make is a step toward a happier, more vibrant life. See you next time.